안녕하세요. Hi everyone, welcome to Korean Storytime. My name is Sunny and I am from Haymarket Gainesville Library. Today we will read this wonderful book called King Sejong Invents an Alphabet. 세종대왕의 한글. It is about King Sejong and his greatest invention, Hangul, the Korean alphabet. This was written by Carol Kim and illustrated by Cindy Kang. Hangul Day is a national holiday commemorating the Korean alphabet every year on October 9th in South Korea. North Korea celebrates in January of each year, and most alphabets around the world have unknown origins. They slowly evolved from pictures into symbols that represent sounds. Hangul is different and unique among widely used alphabets. Rather than evolving, it was actually created in the 1400s by King Sejong. So let's read this book about King Sejong and Hangul and find out why people say Hangul is the most scientific writing system and the easiest language to learn. And I'm going to read in English today with the subtitles in Korean. Long ago in Korea, most children could not read and write. Neither could their parents, or their grandparents, or their friends, or their neighbors, all because Korea did not have an alphabet. One king set out to change that. When King Sejong was born in Gyeongbokgung Palace in 1397, his parents named him Ido. Because he was royalty, Ido learned to read and write Hanja, the complex Chinese characters Korea then used for an alphabet. Ido had to spend many hours learning Hanja, but he did not mind. He loved books more than anything. He would read them until he knew them by heart. One day, young Ido discovered all of his books were missing. His father, King Taejong, worried that Ido spent too much time reading, so he ordered a servant to hide them. Ido tore apart his room. Where were his precious books? There, behind the screen, he found one overlooked book. Joyfully, he read the book again and again, 100 times, then 100 more. Years later, when King Taejong was deciding who should succeed him as king, he realized his youngest son's love of learning and hard work would make him a great leader. In keeping with royal tradition, Ido's name was changed to Sejong, and he became king at the age of 21. As a ruler, King Sejong forged his own path. Previous kings only paid attention to the elite Yangban class, but Sejong believed his duty was to all of his subjects, especially the Sangmin or underprivileged class. When the heavens nourish the earth, he wrote, they do not distinguish between the great and the small. When a king loves his people, it should be the same. One day in 1432, a villager seriously harmed his own father on purpose. King Sejong blamed himself. He believed he had failed to teach his people how to properly honor their parent. He ordered his staff to write a book filled with stories and pictures of children showing the utmost loyalty to their parents. In one story, a son bravely defends his father after he is attacked by a tiger. Copies of the book were handed out all over the country. But because the Sangmin couldn't read, they could not fully understand the lessons. Only the Yangban had the time and money to learn the thousands of Chinese Hanja characters needed for reading. Hanja was a poor match for Korean sounds and words, so reading was difficult even for the Yangban. It was, King Sejong wrote, like using a square handle for a round hole. The solution came to him. Korea needed its own alphabet, but could such a thing be done? No one had ever invented an alphabet before. Other alphabets slowly developed over hundreds of years. Sejong's alphabet needed to be perfect. It needed to match the Korean spoken language and be simple to learn. It needed to be one that a wise man can learn in one morning and a fool can learn in the space of 10 days. Inventing an alphabet would also be risky even for a king. The Yangban members of the government would be furious. Knowledge was power, and the ruling class wanted the Sangmin to remain powerless. If word of his plan got out, King Sejong knew that the Yangban would try to stop him. He had to work in secret. Hardly anyone could be trusted enough to help him. The king decided to base the shapes of the consonants on the shape of the mouth, tongue, and teeth when each sound was made. For example, the letter mium looks like the mouth when making an sound. Ni은 looks like a raised tongue when making an sound. Ki역 looks like the tongue when makes a g sound. Ten years of study went by. The king's health and eyesight began to fail. His doctor sent him to hot springs for medical treatment, but when he should have been resting, he pored over his books, studying, thinking, and writing. Finally, in 1443, King Sejong released his alphabet of 28 letters, which later came to be called Hangul, or the Great Script. Immediately, the protests began. Chomali, a high-ranking scholar, believed the study of the Chinese language was important. He argued the alphabet was too simple. I fear that the people will fall into laziness and never make efforts to learn. Although most government leaders were against him, King Sejong published books using the new alphabet and rewrote public laws and notices so that everyone could understand them. The Yangban refused to use Hangul, but it opened up a new world for everyone else. Now the Sangmin could write protest to the government if they felt they had been treated unfairly. Farmers could read about new farming techniques and grow more crops. Soldiers could write home to their wives and tell them how they wished they could see them. Mothers could share their love through letters to their husbands and children. And children could read books as many times as they wanted. Eventually, Hangul became the official Korean alphabet. Today, both South and North Korea celebrate Hangul Day each year to honor King Sejong's greatest invention. All because of a king who believed the duty of a king is to love his people. That is all. If you want to learn Korean or any other languages, do check out the library's online resource by going to www.pwcba.gov/library and select the digital library section And under the Learn menu, you find the new language learning resource called Transparent Language. It's a wonderful tool to learn or improve your language skills. The end. Good. I hope you enjoyed the story and hopefully it helped you learn a little bit more about Hangul and King Sejong. I'll see you next time. Bye. 감사합니다. 안녕히 계세요.